Town I Loved So Well, Episode 143. I am Rod Murphy, and this is Growing Up Poor in Irish Boston, a series of my 1950s-era Irish and Boston songs, poems, history, jokes, and stories. The Town I Love So Well. This song was written by Phil Coulter, and it comes from the city of Derry, which was the bullseye of Ireland's troubles for centuries. I did a previous podcast about Derry and Phil Coulter's moving song about his Down's syndrome son, Scorn Not His Simplicity, episode 142. Derry is one of Europe's oldest continuously inhabited cities. The Protestants called the city Londonderry. They added the British capital city's name to the original name, Derry. The Irish never called their city by the oppressor's name. Famous for its fully intact 17th century walls, Derry's history is complex with ancient monastic origins, the plantation era, and its central role in Northern Ireland's civil rights movement. The plantations of Ireland occurred primarily between the 1550s and the 1620s. The word plantation means the installation of new dwellers and the replacement of the original inhabitants, in this case the Irish Catholics. The most significant was the plantation of Ulster, officially launched in 1609 by the Protestant King James I. The colonization by Britain of Ireland occurred in several distinct phases. The Midlands plantation of 1556 through 1570 began during the reign of Mary I. The Brits stole land from the O'More and the O'Connor clans to create King's County, which is now modern County Offaly, and also from the Queen's County, which is now County Laois. In Southern Ireland, there was the Munster plantation in the 1580s. The Desmond rebellions confiscated vast estates in the south of Ireland to settle unwelcome English tenants. The largest one was the plantation of Ulster during 1609 to the 1630s. Following the flight of the Irish earls to Paris in 1607, massive tracts of land in 6 counties, Donegal, Tyrone, Derry, Armagh, Fermanagh, and Cavan, were confiscated and granted to Protestant English and Scottish settlers. Under the tyrant Oliver Cromwell, the Cromwellian settlement in 1650, vast land holdings were seized from Catholic landowners and given to Cromwell's soldiers and investors in exchange for payments for debts to wealthy Brits incurred during the Irish Confederate Wars. Derry's roots trace back to the Oak Grove of Calcatch, where St. Columcille founded a monastery in the 17th century. During the plantation of Ulster, unwelcome English and Scottish Protestant settlers arrived. The City of London financed massive stone and earth walls which remain completely intact today. In 1689, the siege of Derry happened during a period when Derry was a Protestant stronghold. The Catholics within Derry had almost no power or rights. It was the city's most defining military moment when the Protestant apprentice boys locked the city gates against the deposed British but Catholic King James II. James II had supporting French troops and some Catholic support within Derry, but the Protestants successfully outlasted a grueling 105-day siege. Pardon the short break. I hope you are enjoying my Growing Up Poor in Irish Boston podcast. If you like this episode, please subscribe. It's free and it helps me to grow my audience. And now, back to the town I love so well. In 1968 and 69, Derry became the flashpoint for the mostly Catholic Northern Ireland Civil Rights Association, who protested systemic discrimination in housing and voting. These tensions culminated in the Battle of the Bogside, on Bloody Sunday, January 30th, 1972. It was one of the most infamous days of the Irish Troubles. British soldiers opened fire on civil rights marchers in the Bogside, killing 14 civilians. The city was profoundly affected by this conflict. The 1998 Good Friday Agreement was a breakthrough and transformed the city into a symbol of peace and cultural renaissance. Landmarks to see in Derry are the mile-long promenade at the Derry Walls. It offers a superb view of the city's Renaissance street plan. Also, the Guildhall is known for its striking neo-Gothic architecture and beautiful stained glass windows. The Museum of Free Derry, located in the Bogside, details the history of the civil rights movement and the Troubles. And St. Columkille's Cathedral was the first Protestant cathedral built in Ireland after the Reformation. Phil Coulter is sanguine in his wonderful and poetic song about the British terror against his hometown. He accepts it sadly. I doubt I could be so forgiving. My wife Jean and I visited Derry on one of our Irish vacations. During that time, we rented a wonderful seaside thatched cottage on the North Atlantic coast of Donegal. Donegal, although a county in the Republic, is close to Derry. As I have said, Derry was stolen from Catholic landowners by the British and now is supposedly part of the UK. It appeared to us industrial, sad, and worn when we visited. Signed, sealed, and delivered. This is what's called a story song. It tells a sad story from an Irish rebel viewpoint, and I love it. And now I will try to sing it. The town I love so well. In my memory I will always see the town that I love so well, where our school played ball by the gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. Going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many, many ways, in the town I loved so well. In the early morning, the shirt factory horn call women from Craigeen, the moor and the bog, while the men on the door played the mother's role, fed the children and then walked the dogs. And when times got rough, there was just about enough, but they saw it all throughout without complaining, for deep inside was a burning pride from the town I loved so well. But when I returned, how my eyes were burned to see how a town could be brought to its knees by the armored cars and the bombed-out bars and the gas that hangs on every breeze. Now the army's installed by that old gas wall, and the damn barbed wire gets higher and higher. With their tanks and their guns, oh my God, what have they done to the town that I loved so well? Now the music's gone, but they carry on, for their spirit's been bruised, never broken. They'll not forget till their hearts are set on tomorrow and peace once again. For what's done, it's done, and what's won is won, and what's lost is lost and gone forever. I can only pray for a bright, brand new day in the town I loved so well.